I'm having a different mic today, and I got earbuds. So they're Steel Series. They're not sponsoring me or anything, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so I'm going to be playing this game with that. I was trying to get it so I could cover up my background. You know, put some nice factorial artwork in the back or whatever behind my face. But I can't figure it out, so I'm just going to give up there. So, how you guys doing? It's great to be a fucking human today, isn't it? And turn some music on. All right, let's go have some fun. But first... Oh, I gotta change the goddamn title. Oops. There we go. Yeah, we'll just reload that. There we go. Cool. Whatever. Done. I'm done wrestling with the alligator. Let's see. Now I got my face a lot better. I figured out the controls to zoom in on my face, so you should be able to see that better. See how sexy I am in the camera. Let's see here. So, obviously, we're going to add some more coal plants. I really want to crank up our power. We got batteries, a lot of batteries. I mean, we're really going to start having fun now, guys. We have industrial beams being made. We have frames. I forgot what they're called, but whatever. You know, the frames. We got frames pumping out real fast. We are going to check our water and our power. Make sure this shit is kosher. Looks good to me. Our battery's at 6%. We just started charging it, so it's going to take a little bit, but that's because we have a lot of batteries, so we already have quite a bit of power in case it runs out. We should have at least some time to fix any problems that happen. Now, we are using a lot of power, but we are producing potentially a lot of power too. So, we're producing the full amount. We've got our bioreactor shut off. I'm going to look down there, peek real quick to make sure none of those are smoking. Okay. Now, these are smoking. I don't fucking know why. They shouldn't be. Did I turn these off? Oh, fucking, of course not. Well, yeah. Yeah, I did. Production pause. Okay. We're going to double check all these just to make sure that they're not running. I don't think they are. Because if I have to use these in an emergency, I absolutely want these things full of fuel. I do not want them empty. Especially since I need biofuel to saw trees. Anyway. Yep, it's all of it's flashing. I think that's, yeah. We'll just check the rest of these. I just want to check and make sure before I just go ham and start, you know, cutting loose. Basically. Alright. This looks decent. Are you not plugged in? No, it's plugged in. Okay. Cool. So I have 6 more power slugs. I can add, yeah, I have enough for 3 more extractors, a whole bunch more. Now, we're going to go ahead and just basically queue this up in the to-do list. Oops, not that one. So we're going to need some more sheets. We're going to need that anyway for pipes. Yeah, looks like we have enough resources for that too, so let's go. Very cool. I'll just get rid of that. We need to make an elevator, we really do. But more importantly, we actually need to get started with hypertubes. Especially now that we have stable power. In fact, that's actually what we're going to do next. For sure. And we need to go get copper sheets anyway, but... let's go ahead and open this up. Hypertubes. Get that started right now. In fact, we could just unlock that right now. We have more than enough resources. Oh, but of course we don't have enough rods. They got to make us... oh, wait. These are copper sheets. Okay. That makes sense, too. So... that actually makes sense. You know, we're probably going to be moving this hub very soon. In fact, I don't really see much more of a reason to have it up here, or to have it down here. I'm going to be working down here less and less. But let's go ahead and take care of our copper sheets, which I believe is over here. This actually is kind of nice, actually, doing it this way. Oh, that worked out good. Ooh, shit. Come on. There we go. I love the parachute. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to see if I can move that hub. I think we have enough space for it now. I'm actually going to... I might actually delete this space elevator and leave it deleted for a little bit until I'm actually ready to use it. Yeah, let's just delete it. Screw it. But I probably just dropped a deuce. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I just... But that's still there. That's funny. Okay, I'll get this later. You know, it might be... this might actually be a good place for it. Honestly, back here, because out here, I want factory. I don't really got anything going on here other than water and power. So we could probably just place the new hub here. We could probably place the space elevator up here too. Okay. Now we can make this shit nice and neat. I think... Okay, so we have the main road. The highway that all the trucks are going to be on. It's going to be over here. So it would probably make sense to have our hub somewhere, like, probably close by, like, right here or something. We could just place it here for now, and then move it later if we don't like it. So... Is there air in my mic? Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Seriously? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna fix that real quick. I've got to raise the noise gate. Yeah, you don't need to be hearing my mouse clicks. Second. There we go. Whoa, no noise gate? That's stupid. Okay, how about that? Okay, that's a lot better. So, if I cut out or whatever, I'm gonna have my monitoring on. You might hear me twice. If you do, that's fine. Actually, we'll just go like this. It doesn't really sound like I'm cutting out, so that's good. We'll go ahead and reduce it to like, yeah, I think 57's fine. All right, we got that taken care of. Let's go ahead and load this up. All right, so now what I think I want to do is... So we have hypertubes now. The next thing we're going to build is an awesome sink. Or I'm sorry, is a shop. So I think we'll probably... Maybe we'll put this here. Yeah, that might be good. And... Or we could put an awesome sink behind here. Let's go ahead and... I think we'll go ahead and do that. Well, actually, we're gonna put a... We're gonna put a storage right here, and then we're gonna hook that up to the awesome sink. That's good enough for me. Yep. Okay. So, and we'll put one on this side. Yeah, we'll just do that. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool. I like that. Okay, so we can make this look good. That's nice. The devil's in the details, right, guys? The devil's in the details. Hopefully I don't accidentally delete something. That is pretty cool. Okay, so actually we need to redo these. That is pretty cool, I gotta say. But I probably could remove these here, make it even more not perfect. There we go. That looks nice. I like that. Okay, cool. That is pretty cool. All right. Hey, what do you know? It's back. I wonder if I can put the awesome shop somewhere here. Maybe right here. In fact, maybe I should extend this out a little bit. I could do that. So, let's see. This one, yeah. So we'll duplicate this here. I don't know if I can put the awesome shop on top of these catwalks or not. We'll see. It occurs to me I could probably have just stacked the foundation on top of these. That probably would have been easier than what I'm doing. But hey, this looks nicer, I think. Yeah, no matter what, we can do this easily. And then that way we can come around too. That actually works a lot better. I don't... Okay, yeah. So, if nothing else, we can have the shop there if this doesn't work. Oh, wow. It does go up. It does go there. Great. Okay, I mean, it's not... Well, maybe I can get it... Maybe I can turn it. That probably works pretty good. Yeah, you know what? I'll go for it. Here we go. Bam. And I think this is about as good as I'm going to get it. I think this is about as good as it gets. And we're going to go ahead and kind of put the ramp down a little bit. That looks a little weird, but I don't know. Does it look that bad? It kind of does, actually. Yeah, that's not gonna... That's not really good. I think... We could probably just put a catwalk all the way around. Hold on. I forgot how much I like this music. I think this is good. I kind of wish we could have it slope, but I don't really think there's a way to fix this. Not really. We're just gonna have to have it be that way. That's okay. Whatever. I like it. I like it. It's pretty nice. It could be better, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Well, the other part of this, too, actually, we don't even need these railings, honestly. What we could do, right, we could just put a wall here, dude. I don't know why I can't just put a wall here. So, wall... unfortunately... Yeah, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of positioning this right. Well, I did think of positioning it at that edge. Just not that one. That's okay. Shit. Alright, well... Yeah, maybe we could just put a wall here and then fill the rest in with catwalk and it'll be fine. Yeah, that's probably what we should do. We'll go ahead and do that. Though we could put other stuff in there too, I think. Wish they had half walls. That's alright. Good enough. I'll mess with the rest later. Oh, actually, I probably could put the workshop back here too. Yeah, I could get rid of these. Ooh. That's not good. Uh-oh. Why you gotta be like... Okay, not fun. That's not happening. That's annoying. So maybe I will put a railing there. Yeah, I could do that. I think I'm trying to make this too perfect. I think I just need to let it go. That clips a little bit, but you can't see it, so that's good. Okay. I'm gonna fill this in, and I'm gonna fill these. Yeah, that looks about right. I hate the way the hub's shaped. It's an eyesore. Okay. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. So we got walls here, and so I'm probably gonna have the tube right here. So we have transport. We're gonna have to make a new hotbar. We definitely need to make an elevator here too. I think that would be a good idea. In fact, this is probably the best place to put it. What's underneath here? Pretty much nothing. So we'll put our elevator there. In fact, we're just gonna get rid of these. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now we got to go to the awesome shop. After we get some tickets. Oh, this doesn't have any power. Oh, yeah. Oh, and I do need to put power on the hotbar. And I think I'm going to have... Yeah. I know what I'm going to do here. Yes. That is what I will do. 1, 2, 3... Now let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we're actually going to put the storage containers for the different meat types or animal part types here as well. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, so go like this. Oops, nope, this is wrong. have a lot of inhalers, and I got way too many alien proteins. I think we need to convert some of these. Or all of them. Yep. Drop. Because I need more tickets, damn it. Give me more tickets. What do we got here? Okay, there's no DNA there. There we go. Now we are going to... We're going to buy the hypertube attachments. The hypertube stuff. Yeah, the wall attachment and the floor hold. That's what we're going to be doing. So, I will be right back, guys. I'm going to take a quick break real quick. 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Cool. So, I foresee a trip to get steel in my future, so I'm just going to head that off right now and make a hypertube highway down there. So I don't have to deal with it. Okay, so... Oh, that's good. We can do that. Okay, that works. Well, this is gonna have to move, unfortunately. Not right now, though. We're not doing it right now. Fuck that. Almost there. So it's actually this right here, actually. Where do I want the hypertube to be? I think I want it here. Yeah, this should be fine. One, two, three, and the fourth one is where we will place those from now on to make it nice and neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. There we go. That's good. Oh, dude, I'm so silly. I forgot to grab steel beams. I gotta go grab stuff. Yep. I need to grab all of these. I gotta get one stack of pipes. And then a couple stacks of the industrial beams, and then steel beams. I'm gonna get about 3 or 4. There we go. That'll work. That'll learn you. Oh, and there actually is concrete here. So I'm gonna grab that too. Where is... I know the concrete's here somewhere. Oh, I actually don't have... I don't have that in a buffer. I probably should, but... This is probably full of concrete. Yeah, right there. There we go. So, that'll work. Probably could have grabbed more, but that's okay. Oh, it does connect. Okay, good. So 6 is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good. This takes a little while, but it's worth it. Yeah. Okay. Now this is a freeway. Okay? That is a freeway. Copy paste button is freaking amazing. One hypertube to rule them all, and one hypertube to bind them. It's actually in the darkness bind them, I think. Almost there, guys. But once we do this, people will not have to do this much work for a while, I think. But this is our freeway, guys. Pretty much our freeway. That's what we're doing. This just outlines the stuff I have to build around, and that's fine. This is quite literally a highway. I mean, this is the truck update, right? So now I'm still going to use trains, but I'm not going to use them nearly. I don't know if I'm going to use them nearly. I don't know for sure. But trains will always be useful. That's my prediction, that trains will always be useful no matter what. Now, what we could do here, which is pretty damn obvious, we'll just simply put a conveyor hole here, and we'll put it right underneath where the hypertube is. Okay, and let's see. All right, here we go. Let's see, I think. There we go. So we got that there. So probably could make it on this side right here instead. Put a door underneath there. And then do a barrel roll. Just kidding. And that should work. Now we just got to get rid of this stuff. And we could also use a pole in the middle to, you know, we could connect off of that. Or we could actually just use a wall there. Yeah, we could probably just use a wall in the middle. We'll see if it connects. If it doesn't, if it's stupid, then we'll just deal with it. Let's see if it connects. Okay, it's not stupid. Great. Okay, so that's going to have to be removed. And we'll simply reconnect it from here. There we go. I believe this worked correctly. Let's go ahead and check. No, I think I'm going to put a sign here if I can, yeah, to tell what the hell this is. So this is going to be, in fact, I will put it under here. Just to tell me what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna have identifying signs all over the place telling me what the hell a resource is. That works. Okay, cool. And yep. I think I'll have this on the other side too. Yeah, I'll kind of just have it on both sides. I am going to have to go get quartz, but you know what? We have hypertubes now, so we should totally make a highway down to quartz. And then the Caterium and whatnot. That is not perfect enough. No. That is a little better. Okay. Ooh, we're just in time to arrive at the concrete so we can get some more. Wonder if we'll make it there. We'll see. One, two, three, six. clean this shit up. That is pretty cool. I still have plenty of concrete left. Nice. So now that we got rid of our concrete, we're going to go ahead and move some because we're taking some of this anyway. I'm taking this. All right, here we go. I don't know. Okay. That's where that comes out at. All right. Yeah, well, we'll just throw this here. Yeah, check this out. This is pretty cheesy, what I'm doing here. Yeah, that works. Why not? All right, now we're gonna move this shit. Oops, no, I want to copy this. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think that should work just fine. I gotta get my stuff back though. After I throw all of this in there. There we go. Yay! Excellent. Okay, now, and we have this pole here, so go ahead and do this, and the hell, it's so close to the hub. Well, we're gonna have to make a mall at some point, so all this is kind of like in flux anyway, so okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just barely gonna run out of sheets. I always barely run out of something before I'm finished. Okay, so now copper sheets I think were over here. Oh yeah, they're right here, so that's no problem. In fact, we're gonna go ahead and just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't have to go there again. But I gotta get the sheets first, and then I'll fix it so that the tube will come out here too. Oh, forgot to get concrete. My bad. Okay, so we have a three-way junction here. I think really, yeah, we should have a three-way junction for sure. I think we just need to disconnect both of these. Okay, so if this is going to be a tube intersection, then we need to have it straight in the middle. There we go. Shit. Okay. I actually need to put the ladder somewhere else. Yeah, I mean, I could just put the ladder right here. It's not a big deal. Okay, that's where I want. That's where I want to be. So it's not really going to be perfect. I think I want to aim it this way, though. I do. Yeah, I think I'm going to aim it this way. And I think I'm going to remove these two, so you can clearly see where there's nothing obstructing. There's nothing obstructing our vision here. So that's kind of what I want to do. Let's see. All right, that's good. And we'll connect that. And then, so that will go here. Okay. And after that, we'll have, well, you know what? We got to make this neat looking, so. Yeah, I'm going to go back up this ladder so I can get a better angle. It'd be nice if I had a hover pack, right? But I ain't got one yet, so. But this is going to be so nice when it's done. It's going to be so nice. It's already pretty much good to go. Yeah, I mean, and that's it. That's basically what I wanted to do. I mean, it's not absolutely perfect, but it'll work. It'll work. It's kind of at an angle because this has to be an angle because these things are wonky and weird. Let's see. We'll get rid of the ladder because we're not going to need that anymore. Okay, so now we can go ahead and so we'll put a now this is an intersection, so this is going to be kind of weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put the pillar right here. Hopefully they connect. Okay, so now what to do here? I could put it. Well, you know, we could have it go both ways, maybe. I don't know. No, I think it should always be pointed back to the hub. So at the very least, you know, you can go back to the hub if you want. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll tell you what. Maybe we can do this. Here, right? And then have a stand there. You gotta be kidding me. Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Really? Fuck you. Not happening. You ain't doing that to me. Let's see. Yeah, we gotta travel all the way back down there and get fucking pipes. Probably be smart too to have big power poles along this highway also. So there we go. That's our purpose for what's on the other side of the wall. So that would be pretty dope. So now we can go like this, have a wall socket here, and we'll simply connect that. There we go. Yeah, we'll connect that there. That should be fine. Okay, now we're gonna head back. Yep, hit E. We go in that direction instead. That gave us plenty of time. Look at this shit, guys. It's pretty fun. First hypertube ride of the game. Whee! Yeah, you can clearly see everything. We'll mark it up with signs and stuff that say, hey, exit this way to go here. All kinds of shit. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good, guys. This is a nice freeway. I'm really proud of this, actually. This is gonna be really great. This is kind of like the nervous system of my factory, basically. I'll be running belts along there, and hypertubes, and trucks, and probably trains on top also, most likely. That will basically be my, yeah, that's my nervous system, my spine, basically. Messages, information traveling back and forth. Pretty nice. We don't need this shit no more. But probably could put an elevator, but I'm not putting it there. Hell no. So now we need pipes. So we'll do that. I need to get some... Need to take a quick break. Okay, that's not where the stuff is. Stuff is right here, that's right. Okay, so... Give me more pipes. More. Okay. And I'm gonna dump some of this crap. It doesn't matter. I do not need this many wires. Ooh. I need one. Give me one. In fact, I'm just gonna have, like, okay, so 2 cables is fine. Let's see. Need iron plates, but we don't... we're fine. Rods, stay the way it is. We don't need more than 2 stacks of frames. In fact, almost don't need 2 stacks. These are extra. I'm sure I have a full thing of iron reinforced plates, so we don't need those either. That's gonna give us some tickets. Let's see. We do not need 2 stacks of rotors. We basically spent all the rotors that we're going to spend for most of the game. Need a lot of sheets, need a lot of copper sheets, need a lot of concrete. We need to go and get quartz, so we got to go build out there. Build the highway out to the quartz, that'll be good. So we have... Yeah, I'm not really in any rush to get to phase 2 because now we have most of the cool stuff, the prerequisite... You got to have this just to have nice things, right? Now we have great transportation. We've got great belts. So really, we're just expanding our base now. We're not really going to progress right now. We're going to focus on quality of life, base expansion, and efficiency, right? And effectiveness. So, and also aesthetics, right? Because I'm tired of this. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of this looking like a crazy skeleton. You know, something out of Let's Game It Out. So we're going to... Hold on, we're connecting your channels. Okay. Did I drop connection? To activate chat, please enable channels here. Okay. Okay. All right, I don't know what that was about, but okay. So like I said, we've got great belts, we've got great transportation, we have trucks, we have them set up, we have power, we have batteries. I mean, like I said, we could focus on actually building a real factory. And I want to do that for a little bit before I decide to go further into phase 2. I mean, yeah, there's some things about oil that's really nice, you know, especially now. We will definitely have to progress to phase 2 if we start running out of power. Like, I don't really plan on building more than 2 rows of. Basically, I don't plan on building more than 36 coal generators. That's kind of where I cap out. We don't really need to make more than that. Because after that, we'll have gas burners and we'll have turbo fuel and all kinds of cool shit. So, yeah, we don't need an uneven amount of pipes. We should probably just get a solid stack of screws and just have it on us at all times in case we need it. But I think this is going to work here, guys. So let's just go ahead and move on here. Yeah. No reason. Well, I probably should be using the factory card a lot more. You know what? I actually don't need to carry this on. I mean, I'll have this in my inventory, but I don't need to have it on hand. I don't need to have this on hand either. In fact, actually, I'd rather have this on hand than that. So now, because I was walking everywhere, I probably shouldn't have been doing that. But we have hypertubes now, so it don't matter. Okay. Inventory sorted. We are going to need a lot more concrete than that. I might as well get the stuff that's here. It ain't doing nothing. What's going on here? Why is this red? Why are you red? Oh my god. Are these all like this? Oh, okay, just that one? Okay. Why was that not selected correctly? It makes me want to check all these now. Well, I'm gonna go look for all the green glow sticks. There, I got an easy way of doing this. Okay, I'm never going to use this. I need to use this instead. Let's see. 9 and there we go. Because I need this for building. Until I get a hover pack, that's what I have to do. Thank you, Smoke, for being in my way. I really appreciate it. Okay, I don't see any red glow sticks. So, let's get the hell out of here. Oh, why am I doing that? I need to go through the hypertube. Yep, we're good. I'll be marking this up with signs and stuff. It'll be really nice. We'll need an elevator at some point. Well, we have to go to quartz so we can get silica for the elevator. We're eventually going to have to either truck or belt silica back, or the quartz back here. All right, we are going to get rid of this because we should be able to, yeah, more than afford that. Okay. Can I... Okay, I can. Good. I am going to spin this around. I don't like this being here. I'm going to change that. We're going to go this way. I just want to used to having it on the same side. I don't want to be switching sides. Hopefully the truck doesn't run me over. One, two, three, five, six. Probably could blueprint this shit, but I'm just still too lazy. That looks straight to me. So trucks they pretty much fix trucks. That's fucking amazing. And props to Coffee Stain for finally doing that. I tolerated them not doing it for a long time because they were doing everything else right, but it's really good for them. It's finally good for them to fix that eyesore of a bug. Well, it was just a completely broken feature. Like, it's just, yeah, basically feature incomplete. I mean, I kind of frown on the fact that they released the game before doing this, but maybe it was just too complicated for them. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one, but usually I frown on... I'm not a fan of, you know, them fixing the game after they release it. That is something to look at. That's something to be concerned with. But yeah, overall though, great job with the truck changes so far. I mean, it's pretty obvious that trucks are now very viable. In fact, you probably could... I don't know for sure. I mean, I'm not going to try this game, but I probably could try one of these games to just forego trains and only do trucks and see if I can do it. It would be a good challenge for sure. I think you can, because these trucks, they haul a lot of shit. They really do. But obviously they don't haul nearly as much as trains do, and they're not nearly as fast. So, I mean, that's kind of... But the big trucks, man, the big trucks actually haul a decent amount. And we'll be getting those soon, so that'll be nice. In fact, maybe we shouldn't belt the quartz over here. Maybe we should truck it over here. I'm thinking we should, man. Because, like, the more I think about it, I think really... You guys want to see trucks in action. Well, how are you going to do that if I don't use the trucks? You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I did have a game where I did that, and even though it was buggy as hell, and I did eventually quit in frustration, it did work when it worked. It's just when it bugged, you know, and the trucks got stuck or whatever, that's when everything fell apart. But the system itself, the concept, worked just fine. It just, it was just glitching all the time, which basically ruined it. But now that the truck mechanics are like this, I don't see any reason why the system I had before can't work again, now that trucks are fixed. In fact, I really enjoyed building that in a way. I just didn't enjoy that it was all for naught and that I had to tear it down and go with trains instead only, and belts. So that's what was my big, and I didn't appreciate all the headaches I had to do with like troubleshooting and stuff. It was really annoying. Yeah, it was just a really bad time. So, yep, I probably should do a video review on how trucks are now that I'm back. I mean, am I back? I mean, well, I just said that I'm back, so probably, but like I said, that's still a little tentative, because I'm still a little raw from what I just went through, whatever the hell that was. I mean, some would call it depression. I mean, some call it soul searching. I was kind of doing all of it, What the hell do I do? Where the hell do I live? What do I do with my channel? Do I quit? Do I stay? Do I stream? Do I make videos? What do I do? Do I crash out? Or not? Yeah, it's just, those are all the questions I had to answer these past couple months. And it took a while, because it was really difficult for me. And I just gotta say, shame on YouTube, man. You know what you did. I'm not gonna go into details yet, but I might someday. Shame on you, man. I hope you get what's coming to you. I really do. I hope you get your consequences, YouTube and Google. I really do. I really think it's very unfair how, they hide behind the fact that they're just a corporation to justify the blatant, stuff that they do. And I'll just leave it at that. Because I'm not going to get political, but man, really? I mean, and really, it's not really political. Google's been doing things for a very long time, as we all know, that no matter where you are politically, you have a problem with if you're a creator. It's just not cool for creators, period. And just the viewers, too. I don't think, for example, I don't think viewers want to only watch AI slop, man. I don't think they do. I mean, I like AI, and I'm to the point to where if I get an AI only channel, I will just off click, no matter how interested I am in the topic that they're presenting. You know what I mean? I really am. I really am almost to that point. And I'm sure if a guy like me who likes AI, because I do like AI, I mean, I like the concept, and and I enjoy, I use Grok, and I've solved a lot of my life problems somewhat because of that. But man, when it comes to YouTube and some other things, dude, yeah, it's being totally mismanaged. That's how I feel. And we have to make some rules and shit around it. Yeah, we've got to do something about that. Or because it is a bubble right now. And right now, the people that are doing this, that are making AI this way, they're not getting consequences for this yet, but I think they're going to be soon. Because, I mean, I see the backlash on the horizon like that tidal wave in 2004, man. Honestly, that's what's coming. The thing is, yeah, they're getting clicks and attention. Those videos are getting clicked on, but that's a bubble, and it's gonna burst. I mean, because you need people, you need real people to click. You need real people to make videos. And real people are going to want to see real people. And if they don't see real people, and they just see bots, they're going to disengage. That's my theory. That's my prediction. At some point, everyone is just going to have enough, and that's when the bubble's going to collapse. Because AI cannot make money. As far as we know, AI really cannot make money. You need people, you need customers. at the end of the day for revenue, or at least somebody with a name, with a legal name to view ads. Now, maybe they could circle jerk and just, you know, do something like that, if you know what I mean, like just like feed off each other. But the thing of it is, at some point that false reporting is going to show. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's hard to put into words, but like, you can't sustain it, you know? At some point, that's got to generate into revenue. And if AI was capable of generating revenue, AI would cost nothing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like why we don't have a perpetual motion machine, right? In physics. It's just because of entropy. So you need people, you need humans to, you know, participate in that system. And now, I mean, and it is a system, doesn't mean it's a, you know, now this one's not a very good system, right? We know that, but there are systems out there that work just fine. Just because it's a system doesn't mean it's bad, but it's how the system's being used. Same with AI. It's a tool. Doesn't mean the tool's evil. It just means that it's being misused, and, you know, and you can use it for evil, you can use it for good, right? And so, yeah, that's kind of my take on that. But yeah, it's getting totally out of control. They got to do something about it. I mean, it doesn't really affect me, I think, a whole lot. I mean, the thing of it is, if anything, it helps me, because being an authentic YouTuber like I am, I mean, other than basically the most I'm affected by AI is that I get drowned out. Like, basically everything's oversaturated now, so I have a lot less of a chance of getting noticed organically, you know, unless I did what I did, made the mistake of doing what I did a few months ago, and won't talk about that. But I already told you guys what I was doing. Yeah, that did not work out. And those, yeah. Yep. Stupid, man. I really did think that it was legit. I really did. I did. I got suckered, guys. I did. I'll just say it. Ban me. I don't care. I got suckered, guys. I did. What can I say? It's funny. I've lived in the Philippines for almost 3 years, but YouTube's the one that scammed me. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that absolutely hilarious? That makes me want to laugh like the Joker. It really does. It really does, man. And I think this music that's playing in the background right now is totally appropriate for this. I mean, jeez. There, you know, I admit it actually feels good. You know what? And, I mean, I'm not really doing much anyway, so you know what? If YouTube spanks me over this, I don't really care. I'll just leave. I won't. I'll just do something else with my life. I don't know. No, well, no. I'll just go to the competitors, because, and that's really also. Come on, guys. I mean, I don't understand if. Now, I'm no saint about this. You know, I want my shit, and YouTube right now has my shit. You know, I'm not. I can't say that. I can't tell you guys to, like, go, yeah, go to their competition, when their competition doesn't have nearly as much of the shit that we want as you know, as this platform does. So, but I think definitely, no matter what, I don't know about you guys, I'm going to take every opportunity to support the competition at every turn, whatever that is, you know. My view, my like, whatever, you know. I'm gonna, you know, that whatever I got to do, because, you know, the only power I have in this world currently, that really and honestly, you could even argue that's not even influence, but what's influential for sure is economics. And I think, actually, you know, not to get too political again, but I think my vote is actually less powerful than my money, because I think the vote I cast with my money is actually makes more of a difference than the vote I would just cast at an election or something. And I don't even know if that election vote will do anything, but I know for damn sure that if I and others don't give bad people our money, those people are going to get consequences. 100%. Because they're not going to get money. And then they're going to go, what the fuck? Yeah, I love it. I love it when bad entities only get upset after they're getting consequences, right? They don't, it's not through reflection or anything, you know? It's not like they have a conscience or something. That just, you know, they're just crying because they have consequences. I love that, don't you? It makes me smile. I enjoy watching that, you know? I mean, yeah. I should shut up. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying this shit. I don't care, man. I really don't. I had something liberating happen to me yesterday. I know I'm off topic as fuck here, but since I'm here, I might as well go all the way. There was somebody that I have had beef with for a long time. Now, I didn't like hold the grudge consciously. I didn't, you know, I did my best to let what this guy did go and move on. And I did move on. And I, you know, I went on to greener pastures, you know, hung out with a different crowd, so to speak. I'm being vague about this because I have to be, because, you know, we can't name names on YouTube. That's not cool. But anyway, well, this person showed up at one of my groups the other day. And, you know, this person thought that he could come to the groups that I have a personal stake in and tell me anything. And I looked him dead in the eye and I said, you ain't the governor here, man. And you have no right to tell me nothing or anybody else here. You got a problem with it? Go take it up with someone else. I don't care. I don't care. But you're not going to come in here and talk that shit and me not push back. You know? And I said it exactly like that. And that, honestly, that felt really good, because the thing of it is, in some ways, this group I'm a part of, it's like my home, you know? And in a way, I felt like somebody was coming into my home and attacking me in my home. What would you do? Would you just let him do it? Of course not. And there were other people involved too around me that I cared about. And if I let him do that to me, it would tell him that that's okay. You know? So back to what I'm saying with voting with my wallet and, you know, expressing myself, I do it because to not do it is enabling, because that's exactly what it is. I'm enabling bad behavior when I go along with whatever stupid thing somebody tries to do. That's not acceptable. You know, that's not civil, it's not polite, or, you know, it's out of line. You know, we all use restraint, most of us, right? I use restraint, so I'll be damned if I'm going to use a Herculean amount of restraint like I do on this channel, for example, even now, but somebody's going to not use restraint with me or someone else and not use restraint and follow the rules. No, I'm going to push back on that. You know, it's like, you know, everybody agrees, you know, this is how we do things. You don't like it, leave, but don't do it here. I guess. Yeah, it's just drama, right? I mean, but really, it felt really good to do that. It gave me closure too, you know. And he didn't have much that he could say, and he just left. I'm like, that's, you know, the vindictive part of me, but I'm not really vindictive. But I mean, the human part of me was like, yeah, take that, you know. But I got over that pretty quickly. I was like, yeah, you know, it's just, let's just be grateful and feel good that we can respect our boundaries that way. And I didn't call him names. I didn't crash out on him. But yeah, I was tough. I was tough, and I didn't back down. And I, you know, I was not. I was a serious heart attack, but I was civil. I didn't name call. I didn't make character judgments. I just told them how it was, and that's all you can really do safely. You know, especially when you're dealing with somebody unreasonable. And so, yeah. But that's I just wanted to share that. And that kind of ties into like when, you know, there's other ways that we get mistreated besides just, you know, from other people. And that could be from, you know, organizations and whatnot. And I'm, so the only way to really check a big giant corporation is to not give them your money if you don't like what they're doing. So that's kind of the same thing. And so I make a big stink where others could be like, oh, just let it go, man, or whatever. Well, okay, well, at some point, especially if your back's against the wall, you don't have that option of just, you know, just letting it happen. I mean, if nothing else, making an effort, right? Yeah, you may not be able to do anything. Sure. But you can at least flex your influence, because see, the other difference between influence and control, right, is that control is kind of an illusion, okay? You only have control over people, places, and things because they let you, okay? Either God lets me or other people let me. But that's influence. And there's always, and consent's always involved, you know, ideally, you know, as long as, you know, yeah, unless it's something illegal's going on, which it shouldn't be. Yeah, yeah. Consent is 10/10 of the law. So by standing up and saying no, you're going to get resistance from me when you do that. I'm not being unreasonable, and I'm not making a big deal out of nothing. I am standing up for what I believe in, and I am letting that person know that that behavior is not going to go unchallenged. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. All right, now I'm shutting the fuck up. Okay, so we're at coal. I actually would like to put a junction here, like a little branch off or something. But you know what? We're already about to turn, so I think I'll just turn there, but I do want to branch off here, because I may need to stop here. Very likely. Yeah, this is actually the right call. This is the right junction here. Switch. Okay. That... Yeah, we'll just casually put it here. We're not gonna, like, make a big deal. Well, okay, no, we do, because we have to put a wall up, because there's trucks that drive here and they need to have clearance, so... Okay. Let's see. All right. Yeah, we could probably... Yeah, that's the fourth one, right? Yeah, it is. I think I made the mistake of putting this on the third rung. Yeah, I put it on the third rung somewhere. Whatever. I mean, I'll adjust it later if it becomes a problem. I can't spend too much time making shit perfect. But yeah, this is good. We'll go with this. We do need to... Let's see. You know what? No. We need this place clear for trucks. You know what I'm thinking? We actually need to do this. We don't want this here. This is going to be awkward as hell. Let's just have this here, actually. Yeah, we'll have this here. Yeah, this is getting really fun now, guys. I mean, now we're past the hump of, you know, messing around, walking back and forth and shit. Now we have a real transportation system. We just built it, but yeah, it's there, and yeah, it's going to be very, very helpful for those of you that aren't used to this game. Those of you that are, you know the cool shit that's about to come. You know, the level of aesthetics, factory building, that's really what I'm about to do soon is basically the reason why Satisfactory is one of my favorite automation games. It really is. And it's a lot of people's favorite automation games. As far as like how you can make your factory look, Satisfactory, hands down, has the best looking factory that you could ever make. It has the best looking shit. It is the best looking factory out of all the factory games. It really is. You know, you really can't make your factory look as pretty in other games as you can make it look in this game. You really can't. That's its #1 strength. It really is. So I actually think I'm gonna put walls here, because I just make sure that this stuff has... I don't even know what I wanted to do over there. I'm just talking shit, guys. All right. And that's the thing too. That's why I'm doing restream, because you know what? I mean, YouTube doesn't want to give my streams attention. Well, okay, then I'll stream it to other platforms, and maybe they'll give me the attention that I deserve, and I do deserve it. So, yeah. Now, I mean, I don't deserve success, but I deserve something. I deserve at least some exposure or some like impressions. Put me in front of somebody. Don't just lock me out. That's kind of what I have a problem with. I really have a problem with selective impressions. And I know that, like, there has to be some kind of priority going on, realistically, because there's so many people uploading videos, especially with the AI slop. It's just, especially after having this many subscribers, I'm under no illusions that, at least with the magic number that I have next to my name, I'm already... I want to say in the top 1%. I'd have to check with it. You know what? I'll check right now. Because I'm just screwing around. There ain't nobody watching me as far as I know right now. So I'm just talking into the mic. But let's look at this. I'll look up Grok and ask, okay. What top percentile of YouTubers am I in with 19,000 subscribers? Okay, let's just look at that. Let's see what he says. What does my old friend Grok tell me? Okay, I am in the top. It says reaching 10,000 subscribers places a channel in the top 6% of YouTube channels worldwide, even with the AI slot. Solidly within the elite. Yeah, I mean, even at 20,000, it's so rare. It's so difficult to get where I'm at right now that, I mean, I do have to have some healthy pride over that. I'm not, and I should, and I have done the work, and I should get impressions because of that. I should be getting more exposure because of that, but I'm not, and that bothers the hell out of me. At least when I was actually making an effort. Now, I'm not really making an effort that much now. I mean, right now I kind of am. Like, but when I was pumping out videos, dude, those videos I made for Satisfactory, those videos I did promotions on, those were work, man. That was an investment. And I'm actually I was really upset for a while that things went the way they did. Because that's not cool, man. I put hours and hours into those videos, and it's one thing if you guys don't like them, but like now they're basically ruined. I would have rather have released them and not done the promotional feature and just let it grow organically, at least then it wouldn't be dead on arrival. Like, it wouldn't be dead without, yeah, it just, I should have known better, guys. I don't know what to say. I'm actually kind of regretting the whole thing. It just took a few days for me to really warm up to this point. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. That ain't going to happen again, I'll tell you that. I am not going to work like that again unless I am getting return on investment. Can you blame me? Yeah, it's just cost-benefit analysis. You know, I didn't get on YouTube to pay YouTube. No, I got on YouTube to have fun, connect with people, network, and get paid. And it really is an and. That's not the sole reason. But it is one of the reasons. I mean, it's the reason why I'm on here and not on, like, Rumble, because Rumble doesn't pay anything. I mean, I am on Rumble, technically. But, like, you know, as far as being lucrative, unless I'm out of touch, last I checked, YouTube pretty much is like, if you're a content creator and you want to get paid at all for doing any of this, your best bet is YouTube or Twitch. And good luck with Twitch. Twitch in some ways is even more difficult, but I don't know if I believe that anymore. I don't know. I really would just like a platform that's just fair in all things. You know, plays by its, abides by its own rules, just doesn't do anything shady. What you see is what you get. It's legit. It's honest. What happened to honest business? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm out of control. I swear to God, I'm going to calm it down. But we're almost here, guys. We're almost at the courts. We're going to get it. I mean, I am doing stuff while I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, I mean, this is just the initial... I mean, I've done this before. This is the initial suck phase of, creating content. You have your ups and downs, and if I didn't want to go through this, then I should have never left, right? So, I stopped making content for 2 months. This is what happens. I acknowledge that. That's not something... I'm not in a fuss about that at all. Just letting you guys know. I'm not bitching about that at all. I'm not overlooking the fact that I stopped making content for 2 months. Absolutely not. And I told you guys, and I mean it, the views aren't first anymore. The engagement... I'll do this regardless. I don't care what goes on and what those numbers say. I'm doing this. Now, the amount of effort I put into this, that's what's in question here. So if you guys want more effort from me, here's the deal. More effort, or more engagement, more effort. It's bottom line, right? I got to have return on investment. That's only fair, correct? If you give me something, I give you something, you give me exposure, and you give me exposure and engagement, then, I'm more motivated to want to, put a little more editing there or here or there, take a little bit more risks, collaborate a little more, put more time and effort into it than I initially do than what's required of me, right? So obviously, I'm not going to come at you with a poorly edited, if I edit, or no edited video, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to do all these special effects and shit that anybody with a camera could easily not do and still get millions of views. There are guys out there right now that are getting millions of views and they're doing jack shit as far as special effects or working hard on the editing. They're barely giving the editing any effort. You know, they've got some crappy camera that they bought for 20 bucks. We've all heard this before. And then, of course, now you've got the channels that they just fucking roll their face on the keyboard, don't even participate in their channel or make any effort, and have an AI do everything for them. And somehow they're getting money for that. You know, yeah, and there is hatred in my voice there, but you know what? And that's kind of what I think should change. Not to keep talking about this, but we're here. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious. We need to find ways to tell who are the humans and who are not. Or at the very least, who is not there. Right? It's like, who is a bot? Where are the bots? And get rid of them. Nothing kills, I'm telling you, nothing kills a game faster, especially MMOs, than unchecked bots. Unchecked botting, cheating. People do not put up with that. And that's what's going on right now. Basically, the AI stuff we're experiencing, I would say, is on the same level and equivalent as botting in World of Warcraft and the problems that causes. It's the same plane. It's the same principles, you know. The people, you know, they didn't earn it. You got to earn it, and you know, if you don't, people aren't going to want to watch you. Eventually, they're going to catch on. Yeah, I think it's hilarious. A few years ago, hell, I think as soon as AI came out, I got accused of having an AI voice. I thought that was hilarious. I actually wore it as a badge of honor. I was like, I know my voice sounds good now if people are coming at me about that. So I wasn't nearly as offended as I could have been, right? Or wanted to be. It's like, actually, I need to be grateful, man. I need to be grateful that my voice sounds good enough today that they actually mistake me for an AI voice. Because some of those AIs sound pretty good. Now, like, if you know, some of them are written poorly, like they have poor scripts, but as far as how it sounds, that's why everybody does it. Because they're too lazy to work on their own voice, you know? Or they're not confident enough. It could be one of those two things. It's not necessarily that they're lazy, but it is, but for whatever reason, they don't feel confident that they can showcase their voice and be just as effective as if, you know, than if an AI did it. And that's kind of the advantage that I have and others have, and you can have, anybody who wants to create. For one, you may have noticed that I swear right from the beginning. There's an absolute reason for that, and I say I'm a human. Because that's really the only way right now, I think, that you really can distinguish yourself and tell people without a shadow of a doubt that I'm not a fucking AI. You know what I mean? You really can't, because AIs do not swear, so far as I've seen. And they pronounce things all the time. There's some kinds of words, like Rebute Gilliman, for example, that are pronounced the way I just said, but the AI will just fuck that up, you know? For example, you know, I had, you know, take my name, for example, Valerian. The AI will say Valerian, okay? Which is obviously not my name, you know? My name's Valerian, but they can't say it that way. That's how you could tell. Simple words or names that everybody's familiar with, you say them in context and they don't say it correctly. That's a dead giveaway. If you really want to know who the AIs are and who they're not, just listen to what, you know, how they pronounce names. If that name is totally off, like it's ridiculously off, like no human would have made that kind of an error if they knew what the material they were talking about. And by the way, if they don't know the material they're talking about, you shouldn't be watching them anyway, right? We don't watch people that talk like they know something even though they don't, and they don't have their facts straight, or they're lying to you, right? Nobody likes that. So, but yeah, besides that, that's a dead giveaway that it's AI or AI only. You know, there's this channel I've been watching off and on. It's like some Amish guy, and I'm having a hard time figuring out. He really does raise the red flags for AI, but it's not 100% certain for me. I'm having a hard time trying to figure it out if this guy's an AI or not. If anybody knows the channel that I'm talking about, I'd like to know if that guy's an AI or not. Because there's some evidence to suggest he's not, and he really just is that well-spoken. But that's what really gives it away, is that while I haven't heard him mispronounce anything yet, he hasn't really been thrown any names that he can mispronounce easily that aren't already well established. And yeah, but he sounds too perfect, right? He you know, now it is a video of him, and it does look like him, but at the same time his image also looks a little too polished. That's kind of another way to tell if the person speaking in the video looks too good to be real, they are definitely an AI, okay? More than likely. And I think that's what's going on with this guy, but I'm not 100% sure. So if anybody knows who I'm talking about, I don't want to name his name because I don't want to get in trouble. But like, yeah, you can, I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about if you've seen the guy. But yeah, I mean, and really the sad thing is too, some of these AI channels, they have really good content. Like, they're factually correct, you know, the information is useful, but I still have a desire to not even watch them because of what's going on right now. You know, it's just, yeah. Because YouTube should be for the people, by the people. Period. 100%. It's not for corporations. It's not for money. It's not for profit. Okay? Even though technically, you know, on paper it is. But no. What YouTube is, I'll tell you what YouTube is. This is, I think, why people are upset. YouTube is a platform for the average Joe to make videos, or average gal, the girl next door, to make videos, post them, and get noticed without having to pay all these agencies and basically go through the Hollywood story arc. That's basically what YouTube is. It is people first. It always has been. It is people posting their videos. And anybody can do it. First time in history that's ever been a thing. That's why it took off. That's why it's so popular. That's why it took over all media pretty much for a long time. Still kind of does have an iron grip on it. But see, we are quickly losing sight of that. Not only we're quickly losing sight of that, it is starting to not be that. And I'm telling you, and that's where the tidal wave is going to crash into us. The second it stops completely being that, like it's basically mainstream television at that point, we're done. Once YouTube is no longer what it actually is or should be. It's not even should be. The function, the reason why YouTube's successful is because we get to see regular people that aren't vetted through Hollywood or whatever corporate media system vets people, whatever corporate media system it is, you know, actors, whatever, you know, trained professionals, basically. We get to hear anybody now. Like me, I don't have any training. I didn't go to acting school. You know, I didn't do professional voice acting or voice work. You know, hell, I barely read the Upright Citizens Brigade. I didn't even take it seriously. It was just something. It was just an interesting book I picked up. You know, I don't have any professional qualifications. Yet I'm here talking to you guys. All right, so I think it's time for me to go. I've got to I gotta get nourishment. I gotta go eat, drink some bone broth, get started with my day here. But anyway, nice talking to you guys. It was good to get that off my chest. I'll try not to make it. I'll try to not make it as much of a habit this time, going on rants. So, anyway, I hope more of you show up. I'll keep playing. Don't matter. I do it anyway. That's kind of thing I realized too. When I was dark, it was like, dude, you're playing just as much video games as when, like, you might as well be hitting that stream button. There's no reason not to. And there really isn't. Even if I have one viewer, there's no reason for me not to stream. I mean, I'm paying for all this anyway. I'm not losing anything. Especially if I don't take it seriously. If I don't, like, go through all these motions and make all this effort to try to make it look good and everything. And I don't. I just change the title and I'm done. That's kind of why I like restream. And then, you know, now maybe if more of you get on and you, like I said, more engagement, more effort. Engagement equals effort for me. And that's the rule I'm going to live by from now on. You guys have a